Holiday plans are being firmed up by many, but not fun for everyone. Check-in staff at Glasgow Airport are facing increasing levels of abuse at work. A GMB union survey found 9 out of 10 workers at support company Swissport had suffered either verbal abuse, spitting, or in the most serious case, physical abuse. Here are 2 stories that have been voiced by our producers.
We have to deal with shouting and swearing and punching walls because people do not want to pay extra for bags. We're getting pressured into charging for cabin bags. We have to charge $39.99 for bags, or sometimes £60. We have briefings to try and get 5 bags on a flight, and it's like a push on to get revenue. Things are just getting worse and worse. In the past, we weren't so proactive. We would let some bags go.
When asking to pay for the bags, their demeanour changes. It's like they're right in your face and shouting. We say if you talk like that, you won't travel, but they shout and swear and even insult the way you look and dress. It's an everyday occurrence, but we all try to support each other, and if there is an argument, we will stick up for each other that way.
So Swissport says it takes a zero tolerance approach to this kind of behaviour. Let's speak to Robert Deavy now, who's GMB Union's Scotland organiser. Morning, Robert.
Morning, Lucy.
Morning. Who are we talking about here then? People, who don't work in airports? Is it who won't be entirely sure? Is it the people at the check-in desks? Is it the people loading the bags? Who are we referring to here?
It's a staff at the check-in desk and
Right.
those who will then help you board the aircraft when you move up to the gate.
Okay, and we heard a couple of stories there. What else did your survey find out?
I mean, the shocking results are quite shocking, actually. I think the biggest thing that's coming out is the staff are now, they're in fear of going to their work because this, you heard, that was 2 stories from our members, that this seems to be an everyday occurrence and it seems to be becoming the norm in the airports where passengers, and it is, a lot of it is to do with the bags, this situation with the bags, oversized bags, overweight bags, etc. But a lot is alcohol as well, because people are going on their holidays and we don't want it to be killjoys. When you go on your holiday, we'll get you're excited, you're looking forward to it. But all we're asking for is our members to be treated with respect. They're there to help you get on the aircraft safely and get the aircraft departed from the airport safely. And when they're getting this type of abuse, 1, it only causes delay, which then adds to more frustration for other passengers. And 2, our members are the ones that are then facing these issues. And a lot of the times they're alone up there. They don't know who to turn to. It's easy. We're telling them walk away, but where can you walk away? Airports are open plan. We've all been in one. We know what they're like. You can't just get away behind a secure door, for example.
And is there any evidence from your survey that this is getting worse? Have you done one previously that shows it didn't used to be as bad as this, or?
It's always. I mean, we've done surveys in the past. This seems to have been. In the last year, since the airports reopened from the pandemic, we all seen the chaos last summer with bags, for example, because the ground handling companies, they couldn't recruit quick enough. I don't think they anticipated the desperation people wanted just to get away back on holiday once the airports reopened. The airports essentially went back to full capacity of passengers travelling, but they didn't have the staff to cope with that demand. So as we've all seen, bags were getting lost, bags were getting delayed, getting back to passengers, and that was causing a lot of frustration, and it just seems to have been a gradual build-up. This has been since just before Christmas, moving into January, February. And our concern is as we move into the traditional holiday period in Scotland, the June, July, August, September, that this problem is only going to get worse and worse. And ultimately, our fear is one of our members is going to get seriously assaulted in an airport, which is just a horrendous thought.
And Swissport, we did ask them for an interview. They couldn't do it today, but they did say they take a zero tolerance approach to this kind of behaviour, and they're going to continue working with unions to address concerns around the issue. Is that what's happening?
Well, we've created a poster, and I know a poster's not a silver bullet. We know that's not going to stop passengers from being abusive, be it verbally or physical, but it puts we see it when we go into hospitals, for example, or we step on a train, you always see a poster just to treat staff. I mean, they say that they're supportive, they want to work with us. We can't get this poster up. A simple thing like a poster, we can't get at a check-in desk or at the gate just to remind passengers to behave themselves. I mean, I know it sounds ridiculous telling people to behave, but it is, and a lot of the times it does make people stop and think, and we can't even get these posters up. So I would like to think they'll work with us, but at this moment in time, we've been asking for these posters since February, and they've still not materialised.
I wonder, Robert, there was a lot of talk, you mentioned last year about how busy the airports were and talk about them being understaffed at that point. Have you heard from your members if they're feeling that they've got adequate staff now?
I don't think we're back to the pre-COVID staffing levels. We're certainly in a better position than last year. Could we always have more staff? Absolutely. As a union, we'd always support more people in employment. Absolutely. I mean, I don't think the staffing is the major issue. It certainly was last year.
Right.
It's certainly in a better place, and I know that both airports are in the process of recruiting just now, but they're not. We're not talking highly paid staff workers here. They're not paid huge amounts of money. And listen, it doesn't matter whether you're paid £10 an hour or £100 an hour. No one deserves to go to work and be abused. So it's not about the money. This is really about treating people with respect when they're at the job that we all deserve.
OK. Well, thank you very much for your time this morning, Robert Deavy, GMB Union Scotland organiser.